welcome back to Christmas in July. It's great to see you. Today we are creating some pretty charm dangles using a bunch of pretty beads, some bottle caps, these little epoxy stickers, a 1-inch punch, the little pins from In Love Art Shop, and some gorgeous Doodlebug supplies from Cheryl Simone Crafts. I'm also using this little tassel maker that I picked up from Aldi ages ago. I've not used this before, so you'll see me struggle for a minute while I grab out the instructions and read those and work out what's going on. But once you work out how to use it, it's actually really handy. So in a minute you'll see me just tuck it under one edge and then start wrapping, and it really is as simple as that. It's really easy to adjust and make bigger, which I think I would do next time because this tassel is a little bit small for my liking, but it's entirely personal preference. These beads are all from my stash. I've got a lot from AliExpress and quite a few from beads.co.uk, which I found through Cheryl. I will link Cheryl down below because she has a tutorial for these tassels. So I'm showing you, well, not tassels, beaded charms, sorry. I am showing you 2 ways to add in the little Doodlebug Charm element, which I love, but she created the original tutorial, so I will link that down below for you. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing for the first one, and then the second one is a little bit different. So for this one, I'm just going ahead and making the tassel exactly like she did, leaving lots of thread so that I can thread on all of my beads. I'm using one of these wide eye beading needles. I found these when I started to do bead weaving and I love them. They are fantastic for this job. So I'm grabbing out all of the beads I want. This one I'm doing in red and white, a lovely little peppermint candy theme for this one. And once I decide what order I want them in, which takes me far longer than you would think, I start to thread them on. You go through all of the beads, then go through your loop at the top, your, what's it called? I think I used closed jump rings. I think that's what they're called on the website. And then you come back through the beads down to the tassel and tie it all off, hiding the knot inside your tassel, which is handy, makes it look very smart. The little peppermint swell beads are from AliExpress. I will try and link those down below for you. They're a recent purchase and I bought so many of them. I absolutely love the candy theme for Christmas. There you go, you can see me adding the little jump ring I mentioned earlier, back through all the beads like I said, and then we're just tying it off. Then we are on to making the super cute little bottle cap charm using the Doodlebug bits and pieces. I am on the Cheryl Simone Crafts design team, so she sent me some gorgeous Christmas goodies this month to use for Christmas in July. She sent me the Doodlebug Essentials kit. I will show it to you in just a moment. I absolutely love it. It has a little bit of everything. So you have the papers, you have some alphas, the 12 by 6 cardstock stickers, what else are in there? Some brads, one of the little doodle pops, and I think it's got some enamel dots. So a little bit of everything you need to create at Christmas time, and that's what I'm using today to make these little charms. So the first thing you need is the bottle caps, which I grabbed from AliExpress, and the little epoxy stickers are from AliExpress as well. Here you go, these are the bottle caps that I'm using. So I'm using the red one for this. I'm just choosing the paper that I want to use from the kit. And in the end, I go for this gorgeous gingerbread person one. I choose this little gingerbread person with the red buttons because it matches my theme. The first thing you want to do is punch a hole into the bottle caps, the metal piece. I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers hole punch for this, and I'm using the smaller hole. The reason I punch that bit first is so that when you poke through the card and the epoxy resin circle, it goes through really easily. So you want to layer the epoxy circle on top of your cardstock piece, which I just use my 1-inch punch to cut out. Squish those together so it goes nice and clear, and then line up where you want to poke your hole through the picture at the front with the hole that already exists in the metal piece. So I'm doing that now. Then I decide to use my tweezers because they're very sharp, turn it over so that you can see the hole in the metal piece, poke it through, then turn back to the front and make sure the hole goes all the way through there. That way, when you add your pin, there isn't a giant hole left in your picture at the front and it fits nice and snugly. The final step for this one is to just add your pin onto the charm. So as you can see here, I've just added it through the jump ring at the top. You could also poke it through your tassel, which I'm showing you now. You can add it higher up or lower down on a different bead. You can sort of poke it through the thread in between the beads, or you could add a piece of chain going from the jump ring down and then add your charm onto there. The final thing I'm doing is adding a line of this Dove Craft glitter glue, or it might be a Stickles one actually, to the edge of the picture. I just think this looks cute and adds a bit of sparkle, so I'll show you that closer up. I do this to all of them in the end. I absolutely love how the extra bit of glitter looks. Then on to the second way to make these. So for this one you will need a lobster claw clasp and a big jump ring. I can't remember the size of these. I'll find the link and I'll put it in the description for you. I'm just adding a little tiny word sticker onto my picture to go in the centre of the bottle cap. As long as you keep your embellishments very flat, it works great. It still goes nicely under the little epoxy sticker. So I'm adding, I think it says Lucky Us, and those are the Cedar Lane word stickers. So I've got that under a couple of little reindeer, so I think that works quite nicely. I'm adding a clear sticker on the top, and I'm just pushing that down with my tweezers to make sure that it's all stuck firmly in place. Again, you want to punch the hole into the metal piece before you do the whole bit as one, before you punch through the front bit as well. So again, you want to add your adhesive tape on the back. Line up where you want the hole in the front piece with the hole that's already in the metal one. Again, same thing, use the tweezers, only this time we are adding a giant jump ring because it needs to go the whole way around the edge of the metal piece and not the pins that we used earlier. So just using a jump ring for this, getting a length of this thread, and then you want to create sort of a loop around the jump ring. So you want to put both ends of your string through the jump ring, then put both of those back through the loop that you've created. I'm showing you what I mean on screen now. So you're getting both ends, putting them through the jump ring together, then putting them back through the loop that creates, and you should end up with two strings like this looped around your jump ring at the end. Then it's very similar to before, adding my needle onto one of the threads, choosing which beads I want. This time I go for a sort of colourful selection, so I pull all of the colours from the kit. I have got some blue, some pink, red, white, yellow. I think I even put some green in there. I've got a little iridescent star, all sorts of things. I'm just showing you the paper that I'm working from, the one that I'm pulling the colours from. Then exactly the same as before, threading them on all the way up to the top. I'm just messing with the order and changing about which ones I want where. Then when we get to the lobster claw clasp, I'm using this instead of the jump ring that we did before. So literally going up to the top with beads when we add our final one here, then through the finding at the bottom of the lobster claw, back through all of the beads and down to the bottom where you can tie it off. It's a good idea to leave this a little bit looser than before, and also I chose a bead that went on first with a slightly larger hole inside, so that when you tie these two pieces at the bottom here, like I'm doing now, you can then hide them inside the bottom bead, because obviously for this one there isn't a tassel to hide it inside. So if you're happy with how the knot looks, or you want to add a bow there or something to cover it, those are great options too. But what I've gone for is to cut this really short once I've made my knot, and then I use my tweezers to just sort of poke the knot up inside the first bead so that it's nice and hidden and looks really smart. Those are both of my little charm dangle projects to share with you today. I hope you give these a go. I'd love to see your creations, and I will see you again next week for more Christmas in July. Thanks for watching. Bye!